Hello Zenith women and welcome to the channel. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what others think. David Icke. Think about it. How much of your life is spent doing things because society says you should? From following trends to chasing likes on Instagram, it's a loop most can't escape. But then there's the Sigma female, a rare breed who walks right past these invisible bars and builds her own world outside the chaos. Did you know that only about 10% of people are classified as naturally independent thinkers? Sigma females fall into this elite category, unapologetically rejecting societal norms. They don't just march to the beat of their own drum, they play an entirely different instrument, sometimes in complete silence, just to keep people guessing. And here's the kicker. They don't care if you don't get it. It's not arrogance, it's freedom. In a world obsessed with fitting in, Sigma females have mastered the art of not caring about the normal things society insists they should. Spoiler alert, this list will probably make you rethink everything. Brace yourself. You're about to step into a mindset that's part mystery, part rebellion, and 100% captivating. Number 1. Being the center of attention. Being the center of attention is the last thing a Sigma female craves. While the world often associates power with visibility, Sigma females quietly dismantle that belief. They don't need applause to validate their efforts, nor do they chase the spotlight to feel accomplished. In fact, they thrive in the background, where their work can speak louder than their presence ever could. It's not that they're shy or afraid to take charge. On the contrary, Sigma females are natural leaders, but their leadership is subtle, almost magnetic. They lead by doing, not by shouting commands or making a show of their achievements. They find the constant need for attention exhausting and frankly a bit hollow. To them, those who demand the spotlight are often the ones who need it most to feel relevant. A Sigma female doesn't need the world to notice her, she already knows her worth. This disinterest in attention doesn't mean they're invisible, though. Ironically, their refusal to chase recognition makes them stand out even more. People are drawn to their confidence, independence, and the quiet authority they exude. They become the person others look up to, not because they asked for it, but because they earned it naturally. Sigma females value their time and energy too much to waste it performing for an audience. They'd rather channel their focus into things that matter, building meaningful connections, perfecting their craft, or solving real problems. For them, success isn't about how many people notice them. It's about living authentically and on their own terms. And if their achievements happen to get noticed, fine. If not, that's fine too. They're not here for applause. They're here to live unapologetically. Number 2, toxic positivity. Sigma females have no patience for the facade of toxic positivity. The relentless pressure to stay positive and gloss over life's hardships strikes them as both insincere and counterproductive. They see right through the culture of forced optimism, where people are encouraged to ignore their struggles and slap on a smile regardless of how they truly feel. To a Sigma female, this mindset is not only exhausting but also a denial of what it means to be human. For them, life's challenges and imperfections aren't things to be avoided or sugar-coated. They're opportunities to grow, reflect, and build resilience. They know that pretending everything is fine doesn't solve problems. It just sweeps them under the rug. This honesty doesn't make them pessimistic or cynical, though. On the contrary, Sigma females are deeply realistic and emotionally intelligent. They understand that embracing the messy, uncomfortable parts of life is essential for genuine self-improvement and authentic happiness. Sigma females would rather have an honest conversation about their struggles than participate in the hollow good vibes only mantra. They respect people who can admit they're having a bad day, rather than those who insist everything is perfect when it clearly isn't. It's this rawness, this willingness to face reality head-on, that sets them apart. To them, toxic positivity feels like a shallow band-aid slapped over deeper wounds. They know that true strength comes from acknowledging pain, processing it, and finding a path forward, not from ignoring it with empty platitudes. In their world, authenticity trumps performative happiness every time. They don't just reject toxic positivity. They challenge it with their unapologetic commitment to living and feeling truthfully. Number 3. Overscheduling their lives. Sigma females have no interest in the overscheduled chaos that so many people wear as a badge of honor. To them, constantly packed calendars and endless to-do lists aren't signs of success. They're signs of misplaced priorities. While others may chase the hustle culture, believing that busyness equals productivity or worth, Sigma females see it for what it often is, a distraction from what truly matters. They're not lazy, nor are they uninterested in achieving their goals. In fact, Sigma females are highly driven and capable of working harder than most when they're passionate about something. But they reject the notion that every minute of their day needs to be filled with tasks, meetings, or obligations. Instead, they prioritize working at their own pace, ensuring their energy and focus are directed toward meaningful endeavors rather than busy work. Downtime isn't a luxury for Sigma females, it's a necessity. They understand that creativity, clarity, and self-reflection thrive in moments of stillness, not in constant activity. They don't feel the need to announce how busy they are because their worth isn't tied to how much they can cram into a 24-hour period. For them, success is about efficiency and balance, not burnout. What sets them apart is their ability to distinguish between productivity and the illusion of productivity. They refuse to overschedule their lives simply to appear important or successful to others. While the world around them rushes from one task to the next, Sigma females take their time, focusing on what truly aligns with their goals and values. In doing so, they not only achieve more but also live with a sense of calm and purpose that's becoming increasingly rare. Number 4. Rigid career ladders. Sigma females don't buy into the idea that success has to come from climbing a rigid, predefined career ladder. The traditional start here, do this, and retire there formula doesn't appeal to them. They see it as limiting, unimaginative, and often designed to benefit the system more than the individual. For Sigma females, fulfillment doesn't come from checking off corporate milestones. It comes from carving a path that's entirely their own. They're not afraid to step off the beaten track and explore unconventional professions or opportunities that most wouldn't consider. Whether it's pursuing a niche passion, starting their own business, or finding ways to combine multiple interests into one career, Sigma females prioritize creativity and authenticity over predictability. They thrive on flexibility and the freedom to define their work on their own terms. This mindset often makes them innovators and trailblazers, though that's rarely their intention. Sigma females simply refuse to settle for roles that don't align with their passions or values. If a workplace feels too rigid, they'll leave. If they see a better way to achieve their goals, they'll pivot. To them, success isn't about climbing higher within a system. It's about creating a career that reflects who they are and what they care about. Their approach might confuse others, especially those who equate stability with success. But Sigma females aren't motivated by external validation or traditional notions of achievement. They trust their instincts and are willing to take risks that others might avoid. In doing so, they create a professional life that not only challenges and excites them, but also allows them to maintain their independence and integrity, something no corporate ladder could ever offer. Number 5. Micromanaging or being micromanaged. Sigma females have zero tolerance for micromanagement, whether they're the ones being controlled or the ones expected to control others. It's not because they're rebellious, it's because they value autonomy above all else. As natural self-starters, they thrive in environments where trust and independence are the norm. The idea of someone hovering over their every move or dictating how they should accomplish a task feels suffocating and counterproductive to them. For a Sigma female, being micromanaged is not just an annoyance, it's a fundamental clash with their nature. They work best when given the freedom to use their creativity, instincts, and problem-solving skills to get the job done. They believe that trust is the cornerstone of productivity, and when that trust is absent, so is motivation. Being constantly monitored or second-guessed only drains their energy and makes them question why they're in the role at all. But this principle cuts both ways. Sigma females also despise micromanaging others. They have no interest in controlling every detail of someone else's work or life. In fact, they find it exhausting and unnecessary. Instead, They believe in empowering people to take ownership of their responsibilities and trusting them to deliver. If someone stumbles, they'll offer guidance, but they won't hover. They understand that everyone grows and learns best through experience, not constant oversight. This approach makes Sigma females highly effective leaders and collaborators. They create an atmosphere of mutual respect where people are free to excel on their own terms. To them, micromanagement is a sign of insecurity and inefficiency, two traits they avoid at all costs. Instead, they operate with quiet confidence, trusting in their own abilities and extending that same trust to those around them. Number 6. Materialistic goals. Sigma females are not swayed by materialistic goals or the pursuit of status symbols. While they understand the value of comfort and financial stability, they don't equate success with owning the flashiest car, wearing the latest designer labels, or flaunting a luxurious lifestyle. For them, these things are tools, not trophies. They only hold value if they serve a deeper purpose, like improving their quality of life, enabling their passions, or supporting their independence. Expensive possessions don't impress them, nor do they chase wealth for the sake of appearances. The idea of keeping up with the Joneses feels shallow and pointless to them. Sigma females are much more concerned with how they're growing as individuals, the impact they're making, and the sense of freedom they're cultivating. A flashy lifestyle that comes with debt, stress, or a loss of authenticity is a trade-off they'll never make. What sets them apart is their ability to detach their self-worth from material success. While society often pressures people to showcase their achievements through possessions, Sigma females find fulfillment in experiences, relationships, and personal growth. A quiet, cozy home that aligns with their values means far more than a mansion filled with things they don't need. This doesn't mean they reject money or comfort. It simply means they're intentional about how they pursue and use them. They see through the illusion that material goods lead to happiness and choose instead to invest in what truly matters, a life that's authentic, fulfilling, and free from the superficial expectations of others. By doing so, Sigma females build lives that reflect their individuality, not society's standards. Number 7. Engaging in power struggles. Sigma females steer clear of power struggles because, quite simply, they see them as a waste of time and energy. They have no interest in pointless dominance games or battling to prove who's in charge. Unlike those who thrive on one-upping others, Sigma females are already comfortable in their power. They know their worth and don't need to assert it through conflict or petty competition. Their confidence is quiet but unshakable. While others may feel the need to puff up their egos in group dynamics, Sigma females remain unfazed. They don't view life as a constant tug-of-war for control. To them, genuine influence doesn't come from dominating others. It comes from respect, competence, and the ability to lead by example without force. This doesn't mean Sigma females shy away from conflict altogether. They're more than capable of standing their ground when it matters. However, they're strategic in choosing their battles. If a situation feels rooted in ego or is clearly heading nowhere productive, they'll walk away rather than engage in futile power plays. Their focus is on solutions, not status. In relationships, workplaces, and social settings, this mindset makes Sigma females stand out. Their lack of interest in power struggles often leaves others unsure of how to compete with them because they're not playing the same game. They don't feel the need to control others, nor do they let others control them. Instead, they operate with a sense of self-assured independence, leaving people both intrigued and, in many cases, inspired. For Sigma females, true power doesn't need to be flaunted or fought over. It's about owning who they are and moving through the world with purpose, confidence, and an unshakable sense of self. Number 8. Living by a timeline. Sigma females don't live by society's timelines, and they certainly don't measure their worth by whether they've hit conventional milestones on time. While others might feel pressured to get married, have kids, or achieve career success by a certain age, Sigma females approach life on their own terms. The idea of following a preset schedule designed by someone else feels restrictive and frankly irrelevant to their personal journey. It's not that they reject these milestones entirely, it's that they refuse to let them define their lives. If marriage or children are part of their plan, it will happen when they feel it's right, not because they're approaching an arbitrary deadline or being told they should. The same goes for career goals. Sigma females are more focused on finding work that aligns with their passions and values than on climbing the ladder by a specific age. This mindset comes from their deep understanding that life is not a one-size-fits-all experience. They value authenticity and individuality over fitting into society's narrow expectations. A timeline might work for someone else, but for a Sigma female, it's nothing more than a suggestion, and one they'll likely ignore. What truly sets Sigma females apart is their patience and trust in their own process. They're not in a race to check boxes or keep up with anyone else. Instead, they focus on living meaningfully and authentically, no matter how long it takes to reach their goals. By refusing to conform to timelines, Sigma females free themselves from unnecessary stress and societal judgment, carving out a path that's entirely their own. And to them, that's the only milestone that truly matters. Number 9. Chasing social media validation. Sigma females have little interest in chasing social media validation because, quite frankly, they know their worth isn't defined by likes, followers, or online popularity. While many people get caught up in curating the perfect online persona to gain attention or approval, Sigma females see it for what it truly is, a hollow distraction. They understand that social media is often a stage for performance rather than genuine connection, and they prefer to invest their energy in real, meaningful experiences. For them, authenticity is non-negotiable. They don't need external validation to feel validated within themselves. Whether it's their career, relationships, or personal journey, Sigma females are focused on living truthfully and in alignment with their values. They aren't swayed by the pressure to post only the best parts of their lives or to compete for online attention. They know that chasing social media validation is ultimately a game with no real winners, where the end goal is fleeting and rarely fulfilling. Unlike those who constantly seek affirmation through online metrics, Sigma females prioritize personal growth and self-reflection. They understand that the constant pursuit of approval can divert attention from the things that truly matter, like self-awareness, learning, and developing deeper connections. To them, the opinions of strangers on the internet hold little weight. The only validation that counts comes from within, from knowing they are living in alignment with their authentic selves, regardless of who sees it. In a world obsessed with clout, Sigma females stand firm in their refusal to chase it. They're more interested in creating real, lasting value in their lives than in projecting an image for others to admire. Their confidence and self-worth come from living authentically, not from a social media algorithm. Number 10. Settling for mediocrity. Sigma females refuse to settle for mediocrity in any area of their lives. The idea of living a life that feels just okay doesn't resonate with them. It's simply unacceptable. They have an inherent drive to seek purpose, growth, and fulfillment, even if it means stepping off the well-worn path that others follow. Mediocre jobs, relationships, or lifestyles are non-starters because Sigma females are constantly pushing for something deeper, more meaningful, and more aligned with their true selves. They don't mind going against the grain or facing challenges alone if it means pursuing a life of substance. In fact, they're often at their best when walking their own unique path. Where others might be content to stay in a comfortable but uninspiring situation, Sigma females are driven by an insatiable desire to create, improve, and explore. Their ambition isn't rooted in competition with others. It's about fulfilling their own potential and living a life that leaves them truly satisfied at the end of the day. This relentless pursuit of purpose often means Sigma females are willing to make sacrifices others aren't. They might choose a career that's less conventional or go after dreams that seem unrealistic to most people. They know that the road less traveled is more challenging, but it's also more rewarding. They'd rather face setbacks, struggles, and loneliness while chasing something extraordinary than live comfortably in a world of mediocrity. Sigma females understand that life is too short to settle. They would rather risk failure, disappointment, or isolation than remain stagnant. For them, mediocrity isn't an option. It's a mindset they simply cannot embrace. They live with an urgency to make each day meaningful and to grow in ways that push them beyond the ordinary, refusing to let complacency define their journey. In a world that often pushes us to conform, compete, and seek external validation, Sigma females stand as a testament to the power of living authentically. They are the quiet rebels, the ones who defy societal expectations and carve their own paths, not out of arrogance, but out of an unwavering commitment to their true selves. From rejecting materialism to avoiding power struggles, Sigma females show us that true strength isn't found in control, appearances, or following the crowd. It's found in the courage to embrace who you really are and to live on your own terms. Their lives aren't measured by timelines or curated personas, but by the depth of their experiences, the authenticity of their relationships, and the quiet confidence with which they move through the world. They don't need the approval of others because they've already validated themselves. In rejecting the noise of societal expectations, Sigma females have created lives filled with purpose, freedom, and a deep sense of fulfillment. Perhaps the most powerful lesson they offer is this: you don't have to follow a prescribed path or fit into a mold to live a meaningful life. True success is about living authentically, without compromise, and finding strength in independence. The Sigma female isn't just a rare breed, she's a reminder that the most extraordinary lives are often the ones that are lived on our own terms. And in embracing that truth, she invites the rest of us to do the same. If you found yourself inspired by the powerful journey of the Sigma female and the lessons they embody, then don't miss out on more thought-provoking content like this. Subscribe to our channel to join a community that values authenticity, independence, and the courage to live life on your terms. By subscribing, you'll gain access to more insights that challenge the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. So hit that subscribe button and take the next step toward unlocking your full potential. Because greatness begins with the choice to live unapologetically. You won't want to miss what's coming next.